Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. This channel is for educational purposes, and we have another new segment here called Your Blind Side. And we're trying to go over just things that I encounter in my daily life that I'm wanting to grumble about, that things that are, going to help to forward this movement. And I'm wanting a lot to, kind of talk about religion and just I just feel like there's just incredible amounts of kind of ignorance out there in terms of just having not done your homework. Um, it just seems like the more religious you are, the less uh, you've you know read your holy books, and I think that's fine because that's not where you're going to interface with the creator anyway, because the creator doesn't write books. And um, but but that's what the religious people, that's what they cite, and that's what they kind of just assume is the word of God, even though they haven't read it, or they've read a few verses at a time, or maybe a chapter at a time, but don't see it, uh, you know, in a gestalt, kind of manner where they kind of see the whole picture. They just pick and choose various verses, and um, I think that it is even more pernicious when they're talking about Satan and or demons, and that these setting up this good versus evil contest of these kind of external forces that are fighting each other, and um, these things are not related to individuals, but a demon can just come and take you over, and um, and then they'll say, "Oh, but if you use the term Jesus Christ, then that will help you." And that's somehow is evidence that Jesus is real. Well, I guess I would say I do believe that Jesus is real, uh, because I believe that just that very phrase is got some type of um, audio resonance to it that um, makes you feel better, calms you down, um, and so it's kind of an incantation in that way. But then they uh, don't like it when you use God's name in vain. But that kind of defeats me in terms of what I'm just talking about. I'm if when I use the term Jesus Christ, that means that it helps me to calm down, and so I'll use it if I'm cursing, uh, because it has a resonance to it, even though obviously it's not the way that it's pronounced, that it was originally pronounced. Um, but you can even see that when you look at Christian preachers and stuff. You know, I'm talking about Jesus. They use that hard J, which is not part of um, any of the languages that Jesus would have been speaking. Um, but that is kind of the emphasis that you want to use when you want to use it um, as an audio, um, just a sound that kind of makes you feel better. I don't want to use the word incantation, but um, some type of it's the same as if you get a song in your head, or if you get a something that kind of cycles through your memory, it kind of clings there. It's something that or even a person's name, another person's name that has a ring to it. That the term Jesus Christ, um, and arguably also the term God damn it. These phrases have a ring to them that kind of sets your mind straight. And I think there's some type of um, I don't know the linguistics or the acoustics of it, but I just have a feeling of that. But that certainly doesn't mean that either of those things are real. It 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 doesn't, and even when I say it, it doesn't have any reference to any one person or belief system that Jesus exists. It's just a vibration, and you know you can get the same thing if you're talking about shamans and um, especially in ayahuasca, they sing these hymns, and these things also have some type of vibrational power to them that are not even related to any type of historical figures or realities that existed in ancient history. Um, and so it's definitely not any type of proof. The fact that you say Jesus Christ and demons don't like that. Um, this is all, to me, it's all mental illness. It's all, people who are um, kind of bending over backwards to accommodate a belief system, but it doesn't have any reality to it. Um, Again, if you're a truther, you need some evidence, and you need to have some type of um, truth that that underlies your belief systems. And in the case of Jesus, there just isn't any. You know, especially if you recognize that the Gospels were written by the Romans. We have a that if you read Josephus, I mean it completely discredits Christianity. There is no there. It's fiction. It's a psychological operation that the Romans used against the Jews, and it can be proven. And I have proven it over and over again in previous videos under the Bible Decode playlists. And other authors have as well, where it's beyond coincidence. But then you have, other authors that can use the same um, kind of coded messages in the Bible as proof that God did it, that God wrote the Bible. Well, you know, all those coded messages can also point to the fact that the Romans wrote it. Um, so, um, especially when you look at the Septuagint, and that the Romans uh, may have had a lot to do with that. And they had some control over the Jews who were supposed to be involved in that. Okay, that's a long ramble, but some of you might get something out of it. Like, share, subscribe, and come back next time.